Hello friends, this is Grappa, and today we are back with another Dislyte video. So obviously the 3.1.9 patch notes have come out in the past few days and there's a lot of content around it. But I'm just gonna be talking about what I think, what really interests me, because there's so much and other people have made content about it. So what I'm gonna be talking about today is the new Esper Cang Jie, the Wish Pool, and the Ritual Miracle Shop, because those are the things that I believe are the most important in my opinion. They're the coolest. And so yeah, let's talk about Cang Jie a bit. So Cang Jie is really cool. I like his design overall. He's such an awesome Esper. I don't know why they made him a kid, but I feel like it fits into his design. Although he doesn't look like he's 37 years old or whatever, but sure. But anyway, Cang Jie is really cool. He is a defense-based Esper, so this is a very interesting take for a support Esper. I think he deals damage based on his defense. Now we have been seeing Espers who deal their damage based on like some of their max HP or add in the damage and based on their max HP. But this is the first time we've been seeing an Esper that is not a defender or not a pure defender like DPS defender, a support that deals based on their defense. So I am really excited about this. I think he will do like decent levels of damage, and I like that they're pushing, you know, different character designs, right? Defense-based Espers, you know, maybe in the future there'll be a resist-based Esper or something instead of just always accuracy. Who knows, right? But anyway, so we talked. A lot of people have talked about the skills, and the skills are pretty cool and interesting. You know, this one is based on the speed, so you want to build them pretty fast as well as tanky with the defense, which is pretty cool, right? But what I'm excited about the most is obviously his S3. Now, the thing about the S3 is I was kind of I was optimistic, right? Because I was trying to think about it like, is he really, you know, just that bad at R0? Like, do you need him at R2? And basically what he does at R0 is that he will, you select one ally, and that ally will mirror the highest HP and highest AP of the enemy, right? Of non-boss targets though. So if your ally was, you know, at 1% HP and 0 AP or something, and then he just copied like someone else was like 99 on both, they would jump to 99, right? So this is like, has giant potential as a heal and giant potential as a single AP boost, right? But in my opinion, it's still not that good, and I think that everyone kind of agrees, because on one skill you will get a full heal possibly and a full AP boost possibly, right? And both of those things on one skill is definitely really awesome. But the thing about it is that that's not always what happens, right? What happens if the HP is a bit lower? What happens if the AP is a bit lower? So you can't actually guarantee that max value of the skill always, and so the mirroring isn't that good. And I was trying to think of different content where the mirroring would actually be better than swapping, because mirroring might be better in some cases than swapping, because swapping will do the damage, and so you will not be able to heal off of that enemy again anymore. So I was thinking of something like in Ritual Miracle, you could constantly heal yourself up against like the tablets, like the left and right tablet, because if you swapped against them and they became lower, it would actually be a detriment to you, because a lot of the bosses don't actually like it. Well, Fafnir doesn't like it when you kill the ads, when you kill the tablets. So I was trying to think of content like that, but I don't think that really exists right now. In Dark Star-Lord, it's good for the AP mirroring, but you cannot actually AP reduce the tablets or the minions for a Dark Star-Lord. So it's not good there either. But what I will say is that Cang Jie is gonna be really good in Calamity Tower at R2 and R6. And here's why. So when it comes to the Calamity Tower, right? Once you pass a certain level, honestly past 100, like I'm already kind of getting stuck here at like 115. If I built like the best Espers for this, I probably would be able to push higher, but it's just, I'm kind of getting annoyed by it already. So I'm not really pushing it. And plus the rewards are just records, even the higher you climb. So maybe Dislyte might want to, you know, change that. But anyway, so the higher you get, the more powerful the enemies are, right? And so at the, you know, at this uppest level of 200, these Espers are so powerful and so strong, and obviously they have elemental advantage, and they obviously have a better team comp in some cases because they can dupe espers. They're really powerful. And so someone like Cang Jie, who can just do percentage damage, is gonna be really viable. And so I think that Cang Jie is gonna shine the most in Calamity Tower. And if you are a person who wants to push the Calamity Tower, then Cang Jie is definitely a must buy for you. But aside from that, I don't really see his application. He doesn't really do well at boss fights. You can't really, I'm sorry about that. He doesn't really do well at boss fights. He doesn't really have like boss utility. All he has is stuns and diseased, and those aren't really good at bosses, so he's only gonna be really good at non-boss floors. So think Calamity Tower, think Infinity Tower, think all those different towers that aren't bosses but are, you know, kind of like boss fights, right? So he's gonna be good in those. He's gonna be really good in those, but aside from that, he's not gonna have much utility, which I think is fine. I'm excited for his defense-based Esper. I don't know if he'll be good at RTA. It's kind of hard because he requires a lot of setup, and because his cooldowns are pretty big, in my opinion, if you don't have him max skilled up, which I don't think a lot of people will. So this is gonna be a 4-turn cooldown and a 5-turn cooldown, which in something like RTA and something like Point War, those cooldowns will matter, in my opinion. So yeah, it remains to be seen. I kind of want to get him, but the thing is, I don't think I'm gonna get him. And as early as now, I don't think I'm gonna get him. And there's two main reasons why. One is the new wish pool. The new wish pool is absolutely goated and so powerful, so strong, and so lovely that I think you're gonna want to use it. But two is obviously, well, yeah. I think that sorry, I may be a dolphin. I kind of identify myself as a dolphin, right? But I don't buy like records that often. But even I, as early as now, have declared that I'm going to be saving up for this. I don't know. And anyway, stop simping. But yeah, so next up, by the way, is the wish pool. Now, I'm sorry I couldn't find an actual screenshot of the wish pool rules, so I'm just gonna say I did that if you to play. But so the wish pool rules, or the wish pool. So in an ideal world, I'm not really sure yet because there's some rules to this, and I couldn't find any other screenshot or any other creator who talked about this because the wish pool was kind of like hidden in like the main accounts, in the main PTR accounts, because in the main PTR accounts everyone already had all the espers, so the wish pool didn't show up, which is whatever. But anyway, so spend 100, you get the esper that you choose 100% of the time, and the range is increased with the number of owned espers. So does that mean that at a certain point you will have access to all the espers and you can wish for that? But at a certain point, it also means that in the beginning, you don't have access to everyone yet, and there is a range. And I did talk about this range somewhere here. Yeah, I did talk about this range. Like, these might be the espers that you can get. But at the same time, we don't know for sure because, you know, the other free-to-play might have his own espers, and so the range might be decreased or whatever. It will be hard to say, but let's just assume that at a certain point in the mid-game, which I believe is when this is going to be the most powerful. In the mid-game, when you have a decent size of espers and you have all the espers unlocked that you can choose from, I think that the wish pool is going to be the most powerful thing, and here's why. You get to choose exactly what esper you need to clear content, and when you get stuck in certain contents within the game, you're usually lacking either by relics or by esper usage. And so getting the specific esper that you want will allow players to heavily jump from the mid-game into the late game. And because the ritual miracles, which we're going to talk about later, are a lot easier right now, I think that using this wish pool is something that you're going to want to use pretty often. The cooldown is every 60 days, right? But the thing about this is that you kind of want to use it as often as you can so that you can ensure that you will get the esper that you need. And because in future updates, the wish pool will always include, like, there's gonna be a wish pool for the new esper. The only espers you'll always be missing is English, sorry. The only esper that you'll be missing are old espers that you will need. So if you want to hurry up and finish your lineup, you should use this as often as possible. And 100 wish stones every 60 days is actually gonna be a difficult thing. So you're gonna have to choose between it. Personally, at the moment, I think I am going to use this wish pool and choose someone rather than wish for Cang Jie. So it would either be Embla or the wish pool. I'm not sure yet personally, because I'd like to wait to see how powerful Embla is. But even for me, I've been playing for almost 260 days, and there are some espers that I don't have. Lewis, obviously we don't count the Shimmers, right? But Zora's a pretty good one. Brewster, Intisar, well, I skipped Intisar. But yeah, so my top choices right now are either Zora or Brewster. I kind of want them for Dark Starlord because I don't have that perfect team comp yet, but we'll wait to see. But yeah, this is my opinion. I think that the wish pool is going to be something that you'd want to do as often as possible when you're in that mid to late game. If you're at the furthest end game, you know, you can clear every single content and you probably save it, right? But for 90% of players who are still in that cannot clear certain, or cannot like fully clear like level 16 Ritual Miracles or EX++ Desolate Lands, I think that you should be using this 3.1.9 and buying established espers over these new espers that require R2. The old espers do not require R2 that significantly, right? Someone like Abigail did not require R2, Clara did not require R2, Ahmed, for what he was used for, did not require R2, although R2 is very nice. Gaius does not require R2. You know, stuff like that. So in my opinion, yeah, that's my strategy so far with the wish pool. I just took a break and holy cow, my hair is horrible. I apologize, but whatever, it's fine. This is a Dislyte video, not a modeling video. Anyway, so for the last thing that we have the Ritual Miracle Shop. Now, a lot of people are kind of mad about the Ritual Miracle Shop, and I think it's because that they were expecting, you know, stuff that's like in the normal shops, you know, like, you know, stuff like gold records or whatever. But I'm completely fine with this, and here's why. I believe that this resets every 7 days. So if this resets weekly, you're gonna be hard pressed to even finish all these resources in the first place. And another thing is that in the patch notes, they very much specified that the Ritual Miracle Shop would be growth materials. Hold on, let me find it. I can't find it.
2 hours later.
It clearly states here that ritual points will be added and you will be able to redeem for Experimon, Elemental Waves, and other growth materials. So this Ritual Miracle Shop was never meant to have materials that you can further the game with, like gold records or elemental records. They were growth materials. And I think that for a free shop that you will probably be able to get a ton of, because Ritual Miracle farming is like the gameplay loop of this game. When you Ritual Miracle farm, when you farm the Ritual Miracles, holy cow, you'll be able to get a lot of these materials. And in such a way that you won't need to go away from this shop. This shop is really useful. Reset stones are pretty great. Endless supply of gold, and a lot of Experimon, right? Now, the Ritual Miracle Shop, the Ritual Miracles are gonna be easier themselves. So getting a lot of these points is gonna be great. And I just think that the Ritual Miracle Shop is a step in the right direction. Currency that will help players progress the game and will make them feel like, oh, I need to farm more Ritual Miracles because, hey, I need these points. And these are no slouches, okay? Like, you know, Advanced Experimon, Basic Experimon, these are 40 each. I'm sad there are no Elite Experimon, but you know, it is what it is. We have a lot of resources here. And I think the Ritual Miracle Shop is a great change because when you farm the Ritual Miracles, you could get a ton of relics, right? And you can clear it and you can get faster times and stuff like that. But if you just didn't get the relics that you wanted, then it kind of felt bad. And you didn't get anything else out of it aside from like some gold, right? But they've increased the gold, they've increased the sell, they made it easier, and now they're adding this Ritual Miracle Shop. And so a lot of things are just a lot better in terms of quality of life. Bounties as well, quality of life. And I like this update overall. It's just great quality of life all around. And that's what a game needs every now and then. You know, just make it so that you can get the wish pool you want, or you can pick the espers that you want from, or if you want to decide to get the new esper or whatever. Or, you know, if you want more gold, or if you want more Experimon. All of this is just summation. What? all of this is just a summing up to a better quality of life for Dislyte, which is what will allow players to just play the game smoothly. And then in this month where people are adjusting to new quality of life changes and making things a lot better, hopefully in the future we can get some big, awesome updates that will make everyone believe that, hey, Dislyte is here and it's here to stay. And personally, I am very glad that this 3.1.9 update is the way it is. No fancy new whatever, just free skins, free experiment, free gold, free quality of life, free, not free, but you know, wish espers. It's just great. It's just great and it's just awesome. And I am very excited for it. I mean, everyone's pretty excited for it. I hope you guys are excited for it. But yeah, that is pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Comment down below what you think of the 3.1.9 updates, if they missed anything, if you think that anything could be better, any other quality of life changes that you think would be necessary. Personally, I want a Sentinel Hunt specific loadout because changing 15 espers every week is kind of annoying, but you know, that's just me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Yeah. Get out of here.